Hello, my name is Kevin Gwinner. I'm the Dean of the College of Business. Thank you for logging in to watch this presentation. I'll be spending about 15 to 20 minutes talking about the college's plan for the third and final phase of our Student Experience Enhancement fee. I'll walk through some of the history of this fee, some of the benefits, why we feel it's needed, some of the success we've had with the first two phases of the fee, and then end up with where we're going in phase three in terms of the enhancements we'd like to offer for the student body. So the goal of this fee is to hire additional faculty and support staff in the College of Business so that we can provide exceptional opportunities and experiences for our students in line with our mission of every student can succeed. The history of this fee goes back to my predecessor, Ali Malekzadeh. Under Ali's guidance, the original proposal was a $100 per credit hour fee phased in over 5 years at $20 a year. This was submitted back in the 2014-2015 timeframe. And at that point in time, the university committee that examines these things felt that it was too big of a bite to take, and in particular one area that they didn't really get excited about. So the funds in the $100 original version were to be split between salary increases for our existing faculty. As you may or may not know, our existing faculty, when we compare ourselves to our peers, are about 20% below market. So we have a retention and an attraction issue with our faculty, and we'd like to bring their salaries up to a more equitable level. And we also found, as we examined the colleges of business landscape across the nation, that compared to our peers, we're really short-staffed, and it has a negative impact in the form of larger class sizes, larger class sizes and larger faculty to student ratios. So the goal of the original proposal was to reduce our class sizes and to retain our personnel. So as I mentioned, the Strategies and Fees Committee came back and said, we're excited about bringing on new faculty and staff, but we don't really think it's the role of this fee to fund salary increases for existing faculty. So the proposal was modified and to a $45 per credit hour fee implemented in three $15 phases. The first phase was approved in 2015. The second phase was approved and implemented in the fall of 2016. And now we're seeking approval for the third and final phase, which would be implemented in the fall of 2017. So the fee, just to be clear, is we're working towards is $45 per credit hour. We have the two phases currently in, so we're right now at $30 per credit hour with this fee that we've been working through. And the goal is to hire new faculty and staff, to reduce class sizes, offer new courses, and improve our student services. So we've been on an effort to inform students about the fee and why we feel it's necessary and seek feedback. The Student Advisory Council to the Dean is a group of made up of the leadership of all the student organizations, and we meet with them every month, and the fee's been explained to that leadership group. We've hosted 2 open student forums on campus in the new building, and then this video, which we'll post on the College of Business website and email the link out to all the students, so everyone can be informed about the fee that we're proposing. So the main benefits to students for the hiring of the, if approved at the final phase, we will have ultimately hired 14 new faculty and 5 new staff. And the primary benefits are smaller class sizes in our core business classes, new elective courses offered, both courses that are brand new that we create, new elective courses where we can look at emerging topics and create elective courses for them, as well as elective courses that, because of our small faculty size, we haven't been able to offer on a regular basis. So these are elective courses that are already on the books, like sports marketing, for example, where we just don't have the faculty size to offer them on a regular basis, and yet we have a lot of demand for them. Additional professional academic advisors for the college, and then because of the building and the innovative things we'd like to do, we're looking to hire several support staff to help us with those innovative academic programs. It includes an instructional designer who helps our faculty with our Canvas and other online applications, both for our pure distance education courses, as well as those on-campus classes that utilize Canvas and other distance technology in them. So let me talk a little bit about the need. So as you can tell from this chart, we have a relatively low operating budget relative to our peers. So this chart compares Kansas State University's College of Business with the College of Business at KU, and then the average of the remaining Big 12 peers, Big 12 schools, our peers in the Big 12 in terms of operating budgets for business schools. And as you can see, we're significantly less, 41% less than Kansas and 66% less than the average of the Big 12. Now you might say, well, you're a smaller school, so that's why you have a smaller budget. And actually, when you look at it on a per student basis, we still have a deficit compared to our peers. And this lower operating budget per student prevents us from funding the new faculty and staff that we plan to hire and have hired from our existing budgets. One of the things that we're trying to correct is the student to faculty ratio. So our student to faculty ratio was nearly 50 to 1. At KU, you'll find it under 20 to 1, and the average of the Big 12 just over 30 to 1. So we have more students per faculty member employed, which means larger classes, less elective class offerings, and really importantly, less opportunity for meaningful interaction between students and faculty. In terms of the cost implications of this fee, our business majors, depending on which major you go into, require between 51 and 57 credit hours from the College of Business. If the third phase of the fee is approved, then we will go from $30 a credit hour up to $45 per credit hour. And at $45 per credit hour, if you multiply that by the 51 to 57 business credit hours you would take in a degree program in our college, that means an increase between $2,295 and $2,565 for each business student pursuing a major in our college. And if you divide that by 8 semesters, then on average this is an increase of about $304 per semester. Now the chart on this page shows you where we are currently relative to cost by semester to other business school programs that we consider to be peer schools. So for example, and so the baseline is 0 is K-State, and the way you would read this is North Carolina State is $141 more per semester than K-State is. The University of Missouri, $677 more per semester than it costs to go to the business school at K-State. At Colorado State, $3,456 more per semester to go as an in-state student to Colorado State than it cost an in-state student to go to Kansas State. The red line represents the $304 of where we're moving that line. So you can see even if fully implemented at $45 per credit hour, which results in approximately a $304 per semester cost increase, we're still well below most of our peer schools, with the exception in this chart being Oregon State and Oklahoma State, We also would jump ahead of North Carolina State in this particular instance. But this is certainly one of the things that we look at when we think about increasing fees, is where are we relative to our competitors, and with the notion that we don't want to price ourselves out of line with what other business schools are charging. The other thing that we look at is what our students can afford, and I'll come back to affordability towards the end of the presentation. Let me touch real quickly on the 4 benefits that I mentioned a few minutes ago. So first of all, we'd like to continue to reduce our class sizes. We've done a really nice job of that, and I'll show you a chart in just a minute that shows how we've utilized the investment from Phase 1 and Phase 2 to hire more faculty to reduce class sizes. We're accredited by AACSB, which accredits colleges of business across the world. They're the premier accreditor, and they require us to maintain a sufficient faculty to perform and oversee things like curriculum development, course delivery, and then our assurance of learning activities. And so to do that, we need a bit larger faculty. Really importantly with this initiative is our desire to get to smaller class sizes. It has a big impact on what you can do in the class. You know, a class that has 450 students in it versus 100 students in it really is a different environment. The ability to ask a question, the ability for that instructor to do innovative and interactive pedagogies to help students improve their skill sets for the class can really best be done in the smaller classes. And I'll show you a graph to show you where we've been with that. The second benefit is to offer more elective courses. Again, not just our new elective classes on cutting-edge topics, which we'd like to be able to do in a timely manner, but also to offer elective courses that are already on the books, but that we can't offer regularly due to the need of using the faculty to meet the required course demand. So we've had, for example, new electives offered in data analytics, a cutting-edge topic for business schools, and one that we're very proud of in our college. And it wouldn't really be possible without an expanded faculty size. We also want to support advising. We're hiring 3 advisors through this initiative. The professional academic advisors in our college, we feel, are extremely important to a student's academic success. With more advisors, that means that students can have easier access to the advisors. They don't have to wait as long for an advising appointment. The advising appointments can be longer. The advisor and the student's relationship will be stronger. They can get to know you and really understand your needs so they can provide the services that you need. Our hiring will reduce the number of students per advisor from 473 all the way down to 325, which is a significant decrease. The advisors, of course, do much more than just help set class schedules. They help students set their academic goals, develop plans for how to get involved, talk about study abroad, student internships, and then just careers in general. So again, the advising function in our college is extremely important. The last benefit I'll mention is the support of our new building services. So we have a $60 million investment in our new building. Most of that is privately raised money. And it needs to be maintained and monitored. We need safety and security people. So we've hired a building manager as part of the fee. And that building manager helps support the building and make sure that it's up to snuff. We also have a person in the form of an instructional designer. I mentioned that person earlier, that allows our faculty to take advantage of all the technology that's in the building and really utilize that to the students' benefit as courses are taught. So let me go over some of the success we've had to date with the hiring results from the first 2 phases of this funding. We've been able to hire, as you can see from the graph here, a number of instructors and a building manager. So we hired 6 different instructors in from phase one funding and our building manager, all in the between the fall of 16 and the fall of 17. So this has allowed us to add a lot of sections and reduce class sizes. We've also added special sections in our Business Foundations Gen BA 110 course for transfer students and one for honors students. Specifically, you can see the result on the number of sections and the average class sizes from this page here. We've added 4 additional courses in the Finance 450 area. We've added 6 courses in Management 420. We've added 2 courses in 400, Marketing 400, and 2 courses in Gen BA 110 as a result of this funding. And perhaps most dramatically, you can see the drop in the average class sizes from the fall of 15 to the fall of 16 through the hiring that's gone on. So we've gone from an average class size in Finance 450 of 350 people, now down below 100 people in that particular course. That particular course, by the way, often listed as one of the most difficult courses on campus for students to pass. And having smaller class sizes allows the instructor more one-on-one time with students, and thus we foresee greater student success in that course. And then you see, although albeit not as dramatic, similar reductions in average class sizes for Management 420, Marketing 400, and Gen BA 110. The Phase 2 funding also was a mix of instructors and faculty as well as some staff. So we hired 3 professors, one in the accounting area that will support our MAC program and allow us to add more electives. We've added a management professor who's a specialist in business strategy and ethics, and then a marketing professor who will support a new track in the marketing area in the area of marketing management. We have an advisor, an instructional designer, and then a program associate who works in the dean's office who supports the awarding of scholarships, which we've significantly enhanced as a result of the increased fee in an attempt to offset that fee for many of our students. We're not just asking our students to invest in faculty and staff. We've gone out and sought private funding for a number of positions within the college. So we have 3 career coaches in the College of Business that have been hired over the last couple of years to help our students figure out what they want to be, what they want to do, and get the experiences necessary to help them be those things and succeed in those careers. This is a program that you'll see in a lot of high-end MBA programs, but not very often in an undergraduate program. And indeed, we feel our career development area is one of the things that really sets us apart from other business schools at the undergraduate level. We've also added an instructor in entrepreneurship and a sales program associate who will help with the National Strategic Selling Institute in managing their programs for students. For example, our sales contests and other activities that support our sales-focused students. So the first 2 purple boxes there, Phase 1 and Phase 2, represent a summary of what I just presented in terms of completed hiring. And then our final Phase 3 hiring is what you see on the purple box on the right. So you see we're looking to hire into 5 additional faculty members and another student advisor as a part of this initiative. The professors will be in the areas of finance. There'll be 3 management professors, one in MIS, one in operations, and one in human resource management, and a marketing professor. And then, of course, the student advisor, which will help us, again, lower that advisor to student ratio. So all of the funding from this fee going directly into faculty and staff that help enhance the student experience. Now we recognize that the $300 on average additional cost per semester is still an additional cost, and it's a burden, financial burden. We've been doing things to help offset that in the way of raising more scholarship dollars. So since 2010, our scholarship endowment has increased by nearly $15 million. What this means is that the earnings off of that endowment have increased the amount we're able to award out to business students in the form of scholarship dollars. And in fact, in the fall of 2016, we awarded over $1.3 million in scholarships to College of Business students. That's up from $755,000 in 2010. So to summarize, we're excited about the possibility of seeing this final phase through to completion so that we can hire more faculty and staff to give the student experience an enhancement that will bring us up to the level of our peers in the Big 12 and other institutions, so that we can finally have a faculty-student ratio that we can all be proud of, be able to offer elective courses that we're not currently able to offer, be able to have improved quality of the advising experience for our students, and then be able to have 3 or 4 support people that help with the student experience to allow our students the best experience possible. Thank you for listening to this video. Again, my name is Kevin Gwinner. I'm the Dean of the college, and I'd be happy to talk to you more about this. Just contact my office. Come by anytime. I'm on the 2nd floor of the new business building on the north end of the atrium, and I'd be happy to discuss our projects further. Thank you for listening.